A major legal victory for President-elect Trump as he prepares to return to office. Today, special counsel Jack Smith filed to drop all federal charges against Trump. That's in regards to his mishandling of classified documents, as well as his effort to overturn the 2020 presidential election in the lead up to the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The decision is in line with the Justice Department's policy of not prosecuting sitting presidents. And the news comes just about 2 months before Trump begins his second term. NBC10 political commentator Sue O'Connell joining us now. Sue, let's talk about a couple of issues. One of the biggest concerns about a second Trump presidency is what it would mean for Ukraine, because we've heard Trump say he is against the aid that we've been sending. But Ukraine could be a bit more bullish on the idea of a Trump presidency, with regards at least to what's important to them, which is the war, of course, than Americans are.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, JC. War obviously is horrible, and they've been going through this. But I'm seeing reports that some Ukrainians are hopeful about a Trump presidency because they want someone new in the White House, and they hope something will improve their situation. Many Ukrainians have been very unhappy with the slow pace of President Biden's support of their war effort. They're frustrated, they're tired, they're exhausted. Trump said while he campaigned, he also said this, that he would work hard on Russia and Ukraine, and he has said he will stop the war. How he does it, and if Ukrainians are happy, we shall see if their hope is misplaced.
Let's go back to 2016, because just a handful of days before the Women's March in D.C. was announced, that was when Trump was elected. It doesn't seem like there's that kind of, I want to use the word appetite from progressives about being a resistance to this, about fighting back. In fact, a lot of people, they're either not watching the news or they've left social media. So is it apathy? Is it exhaustion? What happens at this point for the same people who argued that a Trump presidency would basically end democracy?
JC, I think it's more of a sense of resignation. Many people who I've talked to who were very, very vocal and expressed extreme concern about a second Trump presidency, they still feel that way. Obviously, he hasn't taken office yet either. But as one of them said to me recently, their feeling is basically this. You voted for Trump, you get what you get, and you don't get upset. So, of course, those activists may just be taking a break to recharge, or they're hoping someone else will step up, or they're just accepting the fact that 49.9% of American voters chose Trump, and they're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
All right, Sue, can we just talk close to home here for just a minute?
Absolutely.
The red line has no speed restrictions for the first time in 20 years. Applause from Glenn. The orange line has no speed restrictions for the first time in 15 years. Yes, there can still be problems, but here's the question. Can Governor Healey take a victory lap and her administration and claim they fixed the T, or is this one of those domino effects where she's benefiting off, let's say, past administration?
Well, she's definitely not benefiting off past administrations, because former governors have, all of them since Mike Dukakis, have ignored the T or made it worse. So she definitely can take a victory lap for paying attention to it. I might say it's a little too early to blow the train horn in victory, but this year has definitely marked an amazing transformation and change in direction for the MBTA. Philip Eng, her choice to be the MBTA general manager has proven to be the right person for the job. In January, I think we can look for Governor Healey to tout the progress on the T in her State of the Commonwealth address. Look, the bad news is, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but Massachusetts was counting on more than $1 billion with a B, $1 billion in federal transportation funding from the federal government, and there's concern that the Trump administration could roll back some of that funding, especially to Massachusetts, and that could derail the MBTA's success. But let's celebrate what we have right now. Let's stay in the moment, JC.
Just
stay in the moment.
Embrace it and ride the rails.
Make space for it, as they're saying.
That's right. Sue, as always, thanks for your input. Don't forget to catch At Issue every Sunday morning. You can join Sue, Matt Pritchard, and Corey Smith as you get caught up on all the latest political headlines, national and, like we just did, local as well. It airs at 11:30. Immediately following Meet the Press.